Greetings, peace, family. It is yours truly. I am Amal Mari. I am the founder of Pele movement. Pele is a Yoruba word for good character or general character. And I wanted to get on here today to discuss the situation that we have going on in society as it relates to discrimination and racism and the hatred that we are experiencing on today. And I know that we've heard that, well, it doesn't matter what someone thinks about me. And this situation that we're dealing with today, and as we have been dealing with for centuries, I disagree when it deals with the mindset of someone, because the reason why these things are occurring that we are experiencing, is due to the mindset of an individual. It's just like the movie with the Exonerated Five, where it's entitled "How They See Me," and it's entitled that for a reason. How they see me, how they see us, one of the two. But I believe you feel the point where I'm trying to make about what somebody thinks about you. The reason why we end up in these situations, we end up either unlawfully incarcerated, or we end up murdered, or badly wounded, or unlawfully searched and seized, and to the point of someone breaking in our home and then murdering us and then justifying why they did it, and then they get off the hook. It's all due to a mindset. And this is the reason why it does matter. In this case, I have to debunk that statement because that's not true as it relates to these situations. And the reason why we end up in these situations is due to the way the racist thinks. And we have to deal with this because a lot of them proclaim to be Christians, okay? And that is an oxymoron. Okay, I read about the life of Yeshua. I'm very well versed in the scriptures. And according to what I read, it said that Yeshua went about doing good, healing and delivering and spreading around peace and love and teaching humanity how to be better. And these same individuals, they go in the name of Yeshua and they claim to be Christian, and they stand upon these moral principles as they did in the time of our ancestors being enslaved, and as they even do to this day, still proclaiming to be people that are moral, people that are supposed to be one of upstanding character, all because they speak English well, because they have high paying jobs, because the way they dress, what they drive, the zip codes that they live in, all of which is what Baba Shango teaches us to go against, and that is our egos, high-mindedness, to think that you're better than someone else, all because of your skin pigmentation, or because of your ethnicity, or because of what zip code that you live in, and your status quo. It is a monstrosity. the things that are occurring is appalling. And those who sit in the seat of justice are not just. There's a proverb that says that the people rejoice when the righteous rule, but when the wicked rule, the people mourn. And so for hundreds of years, we sing nothing but fears and tears, fears of the races and tears from the races, from oppression. Silence is consent. I refuse to sit idly by and not speak out against the injustices that has been occurring. It doesn't matter to me if they don't look like me, just like what happened to the indigenous people of this continent at the Dakota pipeline. That was wrong too. Their landmarks being damaged, and just the desecration of their sacred sites. Okay, that is wrong. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Okay, morality will lead us to say and do the right thing, no matter what somebody looks like. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And I firmly stand on the thought process of peace on earth, goodwill towards men. It doesn't matter to me what somebody looks like because of my mindset. I will never go and murder somebody because of them being another ethnicity. I'll never put my hands on someone because of that. I will never mistreat them because of that. I will never prejudge them because of that. Why? Because of my mindset. I understand that you need to know the whole matter before you come to a conclusion. And you judge somebody according to their conduct, according to their character, as the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stated. It's a lot of turmoil going on today because there is bitterness in the heart of the attacker, and then there's bitterness in the heart of the victim, and now you have wars going on. You have chaos going on because of the mentality of people. It's an immoral bomb that we see that's exploding. It's like an atomic bomb. It's exploding on an international scale, and it's been going on long before any of us was even on the face of this planet called Earth. It's something that man has to deal with, and that's called the spirit. It's the spirit of a man, that drives a woman, that drives individuals to do the things that they do. Your mindset is what causes you to react or how you act. It all stems from your mentality. And this is something that I have been teaching for numerous years. And it's so simple that people overlook it because it's not deep enough for some. They need you to say these great swelling words, or they want you to speak prolifically, or they want to hear some great big resolution. But it's the simple things that uncomplicate the complicated situations that are not so complicated, but because of the way people think, it complicated. It's time for us to deal with our mindsets. It's the mindset of the drug dealer. It's the mindset of the gangster. It's the mindset of the robber. It's the mindset of the alcoholic. It's the mindset of the drug addict. It's the mindset of the molester. It's the mindset of the religious extremists and the spiritual extremists. It's the mindset of the liar and the cheater, the adulterer, the child molester, the rapist. All of these things stem from the mentality of the person. The person feels like they need to use the drug to handle their problem. Without it, they can't do anything about it. Again, the mindset of this person that's perverted in their mind, they totally disregard morality, and they unfortunately force themselves on individuals who have not welcomed them to touch them in a certain way or to be sexually involved with them a certain way. The immoral person totally disregards the fact that the person hasn't done anything wrong to warrant them to arrest them or to murder them or to discriminate against them, haven't done anything worthy of being ill-treated at all. Why is that? It's because of the mindset. The mindset. The religious extremists who think that their way is the only way, the spiritual extremists who has a problem with the religious person in. The mindset is causing a lot of chaos and discord and so much going on in the world, but there's multiple things that's going on that has conglomerated and has exploded. And it's causing chaos throughout the land and has been here for who knows long. Who knows how long? Don't know, don't want to put a time frame on it. The only thing I know is logically. This is about human beings being human beings. I'm quite sure problems has existed before us and problems will exist after us being gone. But this I do know, as man's mentality transforms for the better, things will get better. But if man's mentality remains the way that it is, it remains the same, then that means that things will continue to get worse rather than get better. Until we start dealing with the inner man and stop running away from what's going on internally, because what's going on internally is manifesting itself in a natural sense. And it's critical that we deal with that. I feel like you treat somebody the way that you want to be treated. If you don't want someone to prejudge you, then don't prejudge them. I've heard so many people say these things about someone who, well, they do it to us. See, again, mindset. Mindset. You don't overcome negativity with negativity. You only overcome negativity with positivity. A fire can't put another fire out. It takes water to put the fire out. So you have to use the opposite element in order for it to be able to put out the fire of hate. As the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King said, hate can't solve the problem of hate. Only love can do that. But in this case, The only thing that can solve this problem that we've been facing for centuries is the mindset of the races being transformed, and for the teaching of hatred to cease. And for the teaching of morality to be embedded into the mental faculty of all human beings on a global scale. See, people really don't want the answer that solves the problem because it's convicting and it goes against their lower nature. It goes against the way that their lower nature wants to be able to maneuver. See, until we transform and become people of a higher consciousness, we're going to continue to see what this lower vibratory frequency that we function on is going to cause. And we see it, and you know what it's called? It's called chaos. So we see what happens when people vibrate on a lower frequency. When you have children who have parents, but the parents are absent. You have broken families. Okay? You have toxic relationships. You have domestic violence. All of these things are a result of a chaotic mind. What's going on in someone internally is chaotic. And so therefore what they do is they produce chaos. Negativity is in a person's spirit. And what they do is produce negativity. Listen, when you squeeze an orange, orange juice comes out of it. Apple juice does not come out of an orange juice. So what's inside of a person manifests itself when pressure gets on the individual. Even what's going on with the economy and people are in need of monies. When the pressure gets on a person, when the squeeze gets on a person, you see what's really inside of them. To this day, it blows my mind. Some homeless people that will come up to you and they will beg you for money rather than pull out a gun or a knife or a stick or a bat or some type of weaponry and try to take what you have. But yet they're treated like the scum of the earth because they're homeless and they have no certain place of dwelling. But some of those homeless people have better character than ones who live in mansions. Some of the homeless people have better morals than some people who make millions of dollars, who make 6 figures and 7 figures. I would rather interact with a person of that type of character any day than to sit down at the table and to eat with somebody who is greedy, who is selfish, who is stiff-necked and hard-hearted. I would rather sup with someone of that type of character than to ever get into a vehicle with somebody who drives a Lamborghini, who drives a Bentley, who drives a Rolls Royce, but they have a nasty attitude. They don't have an attitude of gratitude. Okay, and their attitude is not servitude. They're always in a bad mood, but they eat the most expensive food. They wear the most expensive clothes. They drive the nicest cars. They have the most money. What profits a man to gain the whole world and have a negative, wicked, nasty, mean soul. Hmm? I think that we have looked at wealth the wrong way. I feel like somebody is rich who has a good wife and a healthy family relationship with his child or with his children. And they may not make six figures and they may not make seven figures and they may not drive the expensive cars and live in the most prestigious neighborhoods or hold a very pristine position. But yet they hold one in their wife's eye. They hold one in their children's eye. They hold one in their community eye because of their selfless service to the community. They may not have a whole lot of YouTube followers and a whole lot of followers on Instagram or Facebook or some of these major platforms, but they are out here putting in the work, doing good. You may not ever know their name. There are some heroes amongst us, some people that need to be championed and celebrated, but because of the way society looks at people, they'll never receive the recognition that they are deserving of because of the mindset of humanity, the high-mindedness, the pride in man, the egotistical and the ego tripping of man. It's putting us in the situation that we're in right now. Humanity is creating hell on earth because of the mindset. Chaos is in this earth because we give ourselves over to these negative energy forces, to these negative mentalities that we have. And it causes all type of chaos. And that's the reason why geographically is not restricted to a particular area. This is why you see that it's widespread throughout the world, because you're dealing with the heart of man. So what I put on the table is moral principles applied. And when we see moral principles applied, then you start seeing justice being served in the court of law. You'll start seeing those who commit crimes, hate crimes. You'll start seeing them paying the penalties for what they have done wrong once you have just people in position. And this is the reason why I continuously say it takes more than a vote, because you can vote. The same people that's in these offices right now were voted in this office. They're hypocrites. They'll perform, they'll act, they'll say whatever you want to hear. Okay? And then when they get into the positions that they're in, it's like they never said one word. It's like they never told you the things that they were going to do to transform things and make life better for you. And this is the reason why that I'm not moved by what these people say. It don't move me, because people will tell you whatever they want you to hear. Ask a woman that married a man who gave her vows, but he cheated on her, and he hit her, and he didn't treat her right. But he made those vows in front of everybody, said those vows. It sounded good, but outside of the eye of the public, treated her like trash. But in the eyes of the public, treated her like a diamond. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. And this is what we're seeing today. But see, one thing will happen to humanity. One thing that will happen is that justice will be served. What a man sows, he will reap. And for those who are not spiritual, some of you may not agree with what I'm saying or understand what I'm saying. Some of us think that these individuals are getting away with it, but oh no, they're not. Karma is something else. Karma is something else. Whatever man sows, that he or she shall reap. And this is the reason why some people don't understand why they have certain type of ailments and things of this nature, and why do they get sickly, and why they're starting to die off, because they're paying for the wrong that they have done. I want you to think about this for one moment, those of you who are of indigenous bloodline. Why is it that not one gun had to be fired for these discriminatory laws that protect us to some degree? It's all about a person enforcing what's written. Okay. Why is it that we never had to pull out any guns and shoot and fight in certain situations? Of course, you had Duty Boatman, you had Toussaint Louverture, you had Queen Nanny. Okay, there's Shaka Zulu. There's a lot of situations where they actually physically fought. But over here, I'm talking about literally. How we had these laws put in place, and not one African person had a gun to these presidents' heads who wrote these laws that was put in place, such as like the Equal Employment Opportunity Act and the Civil Rights Act. Okay, and the 13th and 14th Amendment, which of course we know there was still some type of stipulation there. But what I'm saying, was there a gun literally put to that person's head? Was there African person, you better sign this or the end of your life will be today? Oh, they're going to pay the price. This is the reason why they don't want us to practice our spirituality. That's one reason why. Because in some cases, you would have never have to put your physical hands on that person. Those spells will get a hold of them and put something on them. I'm just saying, you have a right to defend yourself too. Some people call that wicked. No, it's called a weapon, and you use it accordingly, just like they did in Haiti with voodoo. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Peace and love, fam. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, this is yours truly, Amari, signing out. You know, the founder of the Uwa Pele movement, which Uwa Pele is a Yoruba word for good character or gentle character. Hopefully something was said today that impacted your life or confirmed some things. You know, hopefully it did something for you in a positive light. All right. So if you will be so kind, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications whenever I go live. I'll be honest with you, I'm more so a spontaneous YouTuber. Okay, I come on here when I get a word in my spirit for me to come on here and to say something. Okay, I'll be honest with you about that. All right, so you know, eventually, family, I'll come out with a time, you know, and say, hey, on this day, such a time, I'll come on here. But as of right now, if you want to hear anything from me, just look out for those notifications. Okay, and then periodically, I sometimes do a premiere on here, you know, so just look out for the notifications, and you know, hopefully this content has done something for you. Okay. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, Uwa Pele Movement. We're also on Facebook. You can follow us on there. We would love to have you. If you have any type of wisdom that you would like to share, we would love to share that with the people. So please come join us, share and invite. Let us all come together. Let us all grow together. We all learn from one another. I know I don't know everything. I will never claim to be one who knows everything. I am a student, and I will be a student for the rest of my life because I'm forever learning, because I understand the wisdom of the universe is too vast for me to be able to capture it all here in this lifetime. Have a blessed one, family.